At the age of 11, I saw a film about Antarctica. This film inspired me to become the first person in history to have walked to the North and South Poles. On these expeditions 20 years ago, I witnessed firsthand the effects of climate change and global warming at both poles. An early breakup of the sea ice nearly spelt death for the entire team on the Arctic Ocean. We are committed to the preservation of Antarctica and have named our organisation 2041 after the year 2041, when the moratorium on drilling and mining in the Antarctic will be up for review, and the fate of the last great wilderness will hang in the balance. We realise that the promotion of renewable energy worldwide is the only way to preserve Antarctica. The only reason that people would exploit Antarctica is for its resources. And if we are using clean, renewable energy in the real world, there will be no reason to go and destroy Antarctica. In cooperation with the Russian Antarctic Division, our first action over 7 years was to remove 1,500 tons of garbage and rubbish from Bellingshausen Station on King George Island, Antarctica. Over the last 6 years, our Inspire Antarctic expedition teams have helped design and build the world's first renewable energy education station in Antarctica, the E-Base. These annual expeditions inspire students and business executives to focus on leadership, teamwork, and sustainable initiatives. In 2008, we at 2041 made Antarctic history by living at the E-Base for 2 weeks solely using renewable energy, communicating our message to a global audience. If it can be done in Antarctica, it can be done anywhere. I have dedicated my life to inspiring young people and industry leaders through action, not words, engaging them in a real dialogue on environmental issues and challenging them to be champions for positive change.
Ushuaia, the southernmost city in the world, is a destination in itself. However, our adventure begins here as we arrive from all 4 corners of the world. We are here to meet Robert Swan for an expedition that will take us off the map.
Here we are, Ushuaia Airport, beginning of the Antarctic Treaty Expedition. Very exciting, ready to rock. Rob Swan. How are you?
What a pleasure.
I'm Robert. Nice to see you. Guys, you made it. We made it.
Extremely excited, completely looking forward to the entire experience. Also haven't ever seen snow before. So all of this was hugely exciting.
On our first day, we hike up the Marshall Glacier to shake the cobwebs and test our new gear, which we will use down south.
It's a beautiful day in Ushuaia. This is the first of a glacier climb. We're here stationed, ready to go, and it should be a great day.
"20 years ago, the ice was here, the glacier was here, and it's gone back all that way, about 300 meters in 20 years.
Never thought in my life growing up in Miami, Florida, that I would have this experience.
Beautiful view, nice mountains, nice people too.
I participate to this expedition not for myself. I do this for the future.
I just wish we have more spaces like this in the world for our next generation.
The success of the Antarctic Treaty, it's just giving young people the opportunity to see that it is possible for nations to work together.
I think it's going to take action on many fronts. It's not a case of building a few wind farms here or turning off a few light bulbs there. The scale goes far beyond that.
We really think that this is a time to really feel the alarm rather than just say, oh, this is just something that scientists are making up. It is something really happening.
So we're at the port in Ushuaia, and
About to set sail?
yeah, this is the bit that's been making us really nervous.
I'm very excited. I'm not really nervous. I thought I would be nervous, but I'm not. I'm really excited actually. And even this morning when I woke up, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Antarctica. But now that I'm standing on the dock in front of the boat, I have to say that will be home for the next 2 weeks, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Everybody's aboard. We're on the Antarctic Treaty Expedition. Beagle Channel first, Drake Passage, then Antarctica. Let's do it.
With the gangway stowed, we break all links with the world. Our expedition has begun.
Where are we going?
Antarctica! Antarctica!
Right now, it's like a dream come true. I never imagined that, something like this could happen to me in life.
I am really bad with seasickness.
The things I'm feeling right now are so out of my realm of commanding it in terms of words. I couldn't explain it to you if I had a piece of paper or a computer and 56 hours, 58 hours, I don't know. I can't put it into words.
Shortly after departure, we have our mandatory fire drill. Safety at sea and in Antarctica is a top priority for the team. As we sail from the safety of the Beagle Channel and enter the Drake Passage, the first albatross arrive to guide us safely on our way through the most dangerous seas in the world. An iceberg emerges from the eerie fog, a sure sign that land is not far off. After 2 days at sea, it is a most welcome sight.
The incredible shades of colors that don't come across in photographs. When you're standing here, there's like this blue glow inside them, and you just don't get that in the photographs.
Gosh, it's all worth it just to see this.
Yeah, here we are in the Antarctic Sound, and it's quite a warm day actually. We're seeing on the surface of the sea some grease ice, but most importantly, we're seeing more and more ice, the big tabular, huge icebergs coming up from the Larsen B ice shelf, inspiring us all that global warming and climate change is not happening yesterday, it's not happening tomorrow, it's happening now, and we're seeing it now.
Our first landing on the continent itself is at Brown Bluff. Inflatable zodiacs will be our lifeline between the ship and the continent during our expedition.
Welcome to the real Antarctica, and if we go in that direction, about 3,000 miles, you can go to the South Pole if you fancy a walk. Okay, so you're going to take them up there?
Yes.
Right, okay.
This is a great day for a first landing. It's at Brown Bluff and it's got a bit of everything. We've got the Weddell seal over there, we have a crab-eater seal, we have nesting gentoos close by, we have nesting Adelie penguins over there. It's just got a little bit of everything, perfect for a first landing.
After our first exploration, we head back to the ship to continue south down the Antarctic Peninsula, and are lucky enough to get a rare sighting of orcas. In the half-light of the Antarctic summer nights, time takes on a new meaning. And the Antarctic reveals her many moods in constantly changing weather conditions.
Then we have to do everything we can to preserve this continent for the whole world. Even this Antarctica is very far away from many other countries, most of the country.
You know, it makes you think about what impact we're having on the environment that's going on all around you, so it certainly brings that to life.
I can't not do it as soon as everyone else is doing it.
It was good, but now it's not good.
I don't know how to swim, but at least I can swim up.
But it's not just because it's a beautiful landscape, but it's because we need Antarctica to live in this world. So we all need to understand how important it is our daily actions to preserve Antarctica.
The new day brings an obstacle to our route south.
We've just arrived in the Lemaire Channel and it looks like we may be coming up against an ice wall. The captain's going for it, and if the wind changes direction, we'll be here for quite some time. No, we can do it, we can do it.
Up ahead, the ice opens into clear water. Our captain has led us safely through. One of our landings gives us the opportunity to practice surviving in the most harsh environment on Earth.
We've gone in at an angle to create so when the cold air can come in and it won't affect our comfort of the three people, and now we're going directly horizontal straight into the snowpack.
Well, we're here, we're digging, we're saving the world. We got an igloo, and this sucker's warm in there. Want to check it out?
I think they've done very well under the circumstances, and I think that certainly some of them will provide adequate shelter for a night or two. I think if they're thinking of a winter, they're a bit optimistic.
Later in the day, we go ashore for the real thing, a night of camping on the ice.
This is my first time in Antarctica.
Been waiting for this moment, and we'll see how it goes.
Holding an ice screw. I have no idea what it does.
They better pitch the camp carefully because there's a storm coming in from the Drake Passage. It could get a bit hairy later. Conditions have worsened. We expected the 35 knots in the night, but it actually came in the morning, so it's been quite an interesting evacuation, but very professionally done. Good to see, good work by the team.
It feels like I'm in a different planet, and to know that this is so vitally important to the survival of our environment is shocking, and at the same time it's beautiful and humbling.
I think it's really important that we realize that it's not corporations, it's not countries, it's not people for all of these emissions. It's people. It's how we live, it's what we demand, it's what we expect of our leaders and officials. And I think that's very important that we stop waiting and realize that the issue is real, the issue is now, and we need to act on it.
Behind me here is clear evidence of how Antarctica might have been. 50 years ago, this continent was up for grabs. This is a former whaling station. where hundreds of thousands of whales were processed for our world's needs. Amazingly, the Antarctic Treaty put aside all those claims, all those disagreements, and formed an amazing treaty that works. Antarctica is a natural reserve land for science and peace. So can the world, just like we did in Antarctica, put aside claims, put aside greed, and build a platform of understanding, cooperation, and success? I believe that's possible. So let's go into these negotiations about climate change, global warming over the next few years with the spirit of what's possible to achieve behind us, not what's impossible to achieve. Antarctica has shown that leadership. Let's follow it.
The whole of this bay froze during the winter to about 1.5 meters thick. It's still about 1 meter thick and the ship has broken its way through it. We're not an icebreaker, but we've put the ship right into the ice and here we are walking on water.
The time has come to go home, yet a small part of the Antarctic will remain with us forever.